Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Boxiest, and today we're going to continue the What If series. What if events had gone differently? And in this What If, we're going to change the history of Cobra Kai. What if Miguel and Robby remained enemies during the events of Cobra Kai Season 5? So in this timeline, the events of Cobra Kai Season 5 would still happen. Johnny would still go to Mexico to get Miguel, and Robby would go with him. Those events would stay the same. Cobra Kai would continue to expand and grow, and many students would join. Daniel and Chosen would still want to find a way to take down Terry Silver, and the events of Season 5 would continue. Chosen would still infiltrate the Cobra Kai dojo, but Terry Silver would still find out, so Chosen would still fight off the senseis in this timeline. Those events would stay the same. Johnny, Miguel, and Robby would still come back from Mexico, and Robby and Miguel would still be enemies, but Johnny would want them to get along, and he would still try different ways to get them to get along, but he would have no luck. Daniel would still give him the idea to get them to fight, so Miguel and Robby would still fight in this timeline. Miguel and Robby would fight, and they would start to take out their anger on each other. Their fight would continue, and they would still take their fight to the next floor. Johnny would realize that this was dangerous, and he would want to stop the fight, but Miguel and Robby wouldn't listen. And much like in the original timeline, Miguel would start to get the upper hand, and he would be about to kick Robby off the balcony. But this is when Johnny would step in, and he would stop Miguel. So Miguel would stand down, but in this timeline, Miguel and Robby would still see each other as enemies. The events of Season 5 would continue. Daniel would still confront Terry Silver in this timeline, so Daniel and Terry Silver would still fight, and Terry Silver would still defeat him. Those events would stay the same. Johnny would still find out, so Miyagi Fang would still be reformed, but Miguel and Robby wouldn't get along. Miguel and Hawk wouldn't be happy that Robby was in Miyagi Fang, and Miguel would start to get jealous that Sam and Robby were friends again, so Miguel would confront Robby. Miguel would tell Robby that even though that they were on the same side, he knew he was a bad person, and that it was only a matter of time before everyone else realized that, and Sam and Dimitri would want to separate Robby and Miguel. Hawk would want to continue to mess with Robby, but Miguel would be on Hawk's side, so Robby would want to keep his distance. The events of Season 5 would continue. Johnny and Daniel would still find out about the Saikai Taikai, so they would still want to convince the judges to let them compete, and each dojo would still pick a male and female fighter. Cobra Kai would still choose Tori and Kenny, and Daniel would still pick Sam. Miguel would say that Robby's number one in All Valley, and that it should either be him or Hawk, but Hawk would nominate Miguel, so Johnny would have no choice but to choose Miguel. And the night of the match, Miguel would see that he was fighting Kenny, and he would know how much Robby cared about Kenny, but since Miguel and Robby were still enemies, Miguel would tell Robby to watch what he did to Kenny during the fight, much like he told Sam back in Season 1. The fight would begin. Miguel and Kenny would fight, but Miguel wouldn't hold back, and he would get a point against Kenny. The fight would continue. Even though the referee was on Kenny's side, Miguel would make every point undeniable, and he would easily defeat Kenny. And since Tori didn't find out that the referee was paid off, she would fight Sam. So Sam and Tori would fight, and the match would be close. But since the referee was paid off, Tori would once again defeat Sam. Those events would continue. And much like in the original timeline, both Miyagi Fang and Cobra Kai would qualify for the Saikai Taikai. Those events would continue. And that is where I'm gonna end this What If. Thank you guys for watching. What do you guys think would have happened if Miguel and Robby remained enemies during the events of Cobra Kai Season 5? Let me know in the comments below. If Miguel and Robby remained enemies, YouTube lets me know that the majority of you are not subscribed, so if you guys could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you guys next time.